Hey guys, Todd James here. I wanted to present an idea to you in a way that I think makes sense, and it reflects my current practice, if you will, and it reflects the practice that I've engaged in more often than not over the last 8 or 9 years in terms of product selection, both for Amazon and for Shopify. It seems like most of the people that you see online that are gurus for Amazon and Shopify, that they focus a lot on finding the product that is going to make you a gazillion dollars. Those products are out there, certainly, but usually it involves something that is either brand new to the market, and you have to it's largely a matter of luck to be someone who identifies it and brings it to the market first, or certainly in the first small group of sellers to really make the big bucks. Or it involves finding an item that is trending explosively. The problem with the latter, the trending item, is that trends eventually end, and if your timing is off, or if you don't see the end of the trend or the end of the buying frenzy coming, you may be stuck with a bunch of inventory that you can't move. Things have a habit of exploding in popularity and then collapsing on themselves. Think pet rocks, think fidget spinners for a more recent example. I don't want to be the person with 5,000 or 10,000 fidget spinners in my garage, or a bunch of pet rocks sitting on my back porch staring at me every time I go outside to feed the dog. So, my practice has been to shy away from trending items. Sometimes it looks like easy money, and there are times where I've kind of regretted that decision in hindsight, but more often than not, I've been pleased with slow and steady. So with that said, I spend the majority of my time selling what, for lack of a better term, can be called evergreen products. I like products that are used year-round. I like products that are used by a wide demographic. Men, women, young, old, Northerners, Southerners, East Coasters, West Coasters, even Canadians, if you can imagine such a thing. But I like products that have wide appeal. I like products that people need as opposed to products that they just want. That doesn't mean I won't sell something if I think there's a strong demand for it. But I like products that I can, offer to the public, optimize the listing, do my upfront marketing and product launch, and then expect a long, successful sales cycle for that product. In 2017, I sold a grand total of 11 different products, and 4 of those products were seasonal in nature. Now, those 4 products are products that I have sold in years past and will sell, in years to come, but they are just seasonal products. The remaining products, I think I added a couple of new products this year, maybe 3 new products, but the rest were holdovers from 2016, and most of those were holdovers from 2015. When I launch a product, I want to get the greatest return I can on my investment, and that investment is both time and money in terms of the marketing that I put behind that product. So by launching an evergreen product, I can launch hard and then slowly diminish the marketing that goes into it over a period of a couple of months, and the product should have legs. It should continue doing well for some period of time, and I just monitor my sales very closely. And if I see a prolonged downward trend, I'll come back in and do additional marketing. But I've never had to go back and do marketing to the same extent I did at the time of launch. So it's a very cost-effective way of choosing products. And for me, I think it's much simpler. I think it's much simpler for anyone, to be honest with you. Trying to be on the right side of a trending product is like trying to catch a falling knife. It's a very dangerous proposition, and it's not something that you can really teach somebody, but you can teach them not to do it. And for the most part, in my course, I do advise people to give serious consideration to not jumping on every trend that they see come along. They need to give thoughtful consideration to exactly where that trend is in its life, and if they're on the front side of it or the back side of it, and then just proceed with caution. But there are some exceptions to that. I would not call fourth quarter at Amazon a trend. It's a recurring event, but certainly there are items that I sell into the Christmas and holiday season that I don't sell at other times of the year, and they're not necessarily Christmas-like items, but I just know that Christmas itself, Christmas buying itself, you can almost call it a trend. So there are some things that I will market during the fall and into the winter that I would not carry at other times of the year. The point that kind of underlies all of this is that you should put a great deal of thought into whatever you do. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste money marketing products that are either not going to sell adequately, or products that just they'll explode and be gone overnight. You want to maximize your return on your investment of time. The other thing is diversify. Now, I know people that sell dozens and in some cases hundreds of items on Amazon and on Shopify. In most cases, I sell more online than they do. And again, like I said, last year I sold a grand total of 11 items. I sell higher ticket items. That's just a personal preference. If you are in a position, if you're drop shipping, selling a whole catalog of items is really not a burden for the most part. Once you get your sales page set up, it doesn't matter if you have one item or 50 or 100. It's all the same because you're not touching any of the product. Again, I just prefer to keep it simple for my own benefit. I find items that sell well, and I keep them selling for a long period of time. Generally speaking, I want an item to sell for at least a year. 2 or 3 or 4 years is even better. It's just less work for me, and a longer term return on my investment. So give this some thought. Put your comments in the boxes down below. I'd love to hear what you think. I know that some of you will comment that you made $1 million on fidget spinners, and I'm not hating on you. I'm happy for you. I think that's great, but it's a lot like buying a lottery ticket. I've had friends that have won some money in the lotteries, and I said, well, yeah, but how much did it cost you? And they're like, oh, it was a $3 ticket. Well, no, how many tickets did you buy before you won? And then they kind of look at you and walk away. So yeah, for every crazy winner like that, you probably have a dozen losing products or a dozen products that just barely perform. And just consider what I've told you here. Again, different people want to do things different ways, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But if you would, hit the like and subscribe button, give some feedback in the comment section below, and we'll be back shortly.